Hello. I Good evening. Welcome. Um, I want to share with you. Don't just look for money, success, achievement. Build your character. Don't just look for everything, material. You know they're important, but build your character as well. The time that you grow up in, the things that you hear, the teachings, the ideas, the values, the environment that you grew up in, they build our character. They build our character. If you happen to grow in an environment where they insisted on honesty, and no matter how evil you are, you grow up having some level of honesty. If you live in an environment where you live in a free range, nobody told you anything. You will live to struggle to have a character, to build your own character. I can only talk in the kind of environment that I was born in and I grew up in, which is our country, which is Ghana. And we hear a lot of people encouraging us, advising us, your teacher telling you not to steal, not to cheat, not to lie. Maybe your grandmother telling you not to lie. The once in a while you go to church, they tell you not to lie, not to cheat. But we end up getting a lot of people holding critical positions, working in companies, forgetting these things. Because they just say them with their mouth, but there's no infrastructural support, for us to grow a people who so much believe in building their own character. Character is who you are. It's really who you are, what you stand for. What is it that you don't compromise on? Everything that we do in this life will rest on our character. It's one thing having money, and it's another thing having the peace with how you got that money. If you walk through the street and you saw somebody who is poor, dejected, how would you talk to that person? And if you saw the other man coming with Land Cruiser, how would you behave? If you happen to find yourself in a room where they have 100,000, 1 million cedis that somebody left there, and if you take it, nobody probably will know. What would you do? Would you take it, or you say no? It will not just because you say you will not take it. It will be because of the character that you have built all these years. If you didn't build it and you meet the money, and you know that nobody will jail you if you take it, you will take it. You will take it. Character for me has a little to do with religious beliefs. I think character has a lot to do with how you were trained. Who trained you? When you were growing up, who trained you? What did they teach you? What did you learn? The environment. What did you see around you? I think those things build character more than just having a religious belief. Life, if you are building anything, achievement, success, looking for money, going through the corporate ladder, politics, business, everything that you are looking to build with your life. If you forget the character part, which most of it we all do, you will end up building something that you forgot to build the foundation. And no matter how nice and no matter how many stories that you build, you can go to the 100th floor. The foundation was not rightly built. No matter how many people admire how the house or the building looks, if the foundation was not rightly built, it doesn't matter. When the winds blow, that house, no matter how much money they put or they sank in building it, it will collapse. It will collapse. Character is a mental disposition. It's not just moral. When you have a strong character, it means that you have a strong mind. You can't be simple-minded and have a strong character. I don't meet that. Character is a product of a mental state. It's not just a moral issue. It's actually the foundation of your life. And it's not perfection. It's just the willingness to do the right thing. And even if you make a mistake, you have the consciousness to correct it. That's character. It's built on how you were trained. Was there anybody who trained you? I'm told that, or I hear that there are countries in this world where if you leave anything on the floor, somebody else will bring it to you. You leave your money on the floor, somebody else will find it. Nobody is trained to take it. Why? It's because they put it in them. So character is built. It's built by the family. It's built by the society. It's built by the culture. None of us was born being a bad person or a wicked person. It's just the environment that we grew up in. So whatever that you saw around you is what we copied. But to get to a stage in life that it has to dawn on you, you have to get that attention that if I'm going to do anything with my life, I must do it with character. I must do it. Maybe, and the thing is that if you grew up here in Ghana, in Africa, you have got to struggle to develop an authentic character. I'm not saying that some other countries are better. I mean, most of these countries, character is a challenge. But at least they set the basis for their people to, at least be a little honest in little things that are not even dreadful. And so, threatening. And so you don't have to have a society to demand from you that you have to have character. Because you wait for the society to demand from you, if you wait for the government to demand from you, if you wait for the community to demand from you, you may not be a person of character. And all of us grew up not because until it's been consistently placed. There are structures. You go here, you're punished. You go here, you're told that do this. You go here, you're told that value this. Until you grew up in that kind of environment, you just once in a while you do it right, but a lot of times you will not do it right because it was not really constructively placed in us. It was not. And it's not so much out of religious values or not because yes you don't steal, that's if you steal you are not going to heaven, so you don't want to steal so that you don't go to heaven. It's not those kind of things, because those things don't really build any character in anybody. Character is really self-inspired. It's not the fear of not doing something that probably will will build some kind of character in you. It's really you knowing the benefits and the value of being a person who has character. If you talk to a lot of people, if you deal with a lot of people, it's a bit hard for you to even say that I want to be honest and straight in dealing with people. Because the more you come out as somebody who wants to be straight and honest, the more people even doubt you. At least initially, because most people are just suspicious if you try to say that I want to try to do the right thing. Even if not 100%, I want to just try to be a man or a woman who has, some kind of character. Becomes, it's suspicion. Even among your friends. You just tell you, why? Are you crazy? Why? But what will save everything that you are going to build with your life? What will save everything that I'm trying to build with my life will be the character that I've built with my life. When there's a trouble, when there's challenge, when there are issues in life, the character will save you. It will save you. It's actually a currency. It's actually capital. So if you didn't, grow up with that conviction, there comes a time in your life that you will start to look at it to say that I want to be a person who believes in doing the right thing. And if I want to get money, I want to get the money the way it's supposed to be. If I want to get achievement, I want to achieve it, knowing that at least I got there with some level of character, some level of honesty, some level of intelligence, some level of hard work. I want to achieve anything, build anything with these things. Character is seen in your intelligence, is seen in your level of honesty, and it is seen in your work ethics. Your character, it is seen in that. Is a strength of mind. It is seen in how you tell it as it is. If it's green, you want to say that it is green. When it's yellow, the level of truthfulness in you, it's the level of your character. If you compromise on your work habits and your work ethics, it's a proof of your character. If your intelligence is low, it's a proof of your character. You see people say that the person changed because he had money. I don't think money changes people that much, except buy you a nice shirt and get you a nice clothes and a nice house. But money really reveals the heart of people. So money will reveal your character. It does not really change your character. Not to the ones that I know. If you get power, power will not change your character. Power will reveal your character. If you're a hateful person, if you're a wicked person and you get character and you get power, you just continue to use the power to destroy lives. If you're a bad man and you get money, just use the money to destroy lives. Somebody with a lot of money is sponsoring military people to kill people, or sponsoring armed robbers to kill people. He has money, but he's wicked. So his money is really magnifying his heart, his character. And somebody also has money and is building hospitals, schools, improving people's lives, because that is the core of his personality, his character. It's good. So money reveals your character. How you get it actually also reveals who you are. How you treat humans. How do you treat another person? How do you talk to another person? Do you have attention for people? Do you give people an opportunity to at least apologize or defend themselves or say what they think? Because that's a proof of your character. Or you are one person who is just one plug. When you say it, that's the end. Nobody else can say anything because you think that you have better, privilege than the other person. It's a proof of your character. The expression of your courage. is a proof of your character. Can you take risk? Can you dare? Can you stand alone? If there is a controversy, would you compromise? It's a proof of your character. Or you stand up. Or stand up. Even everybody disagrees. It's a proof of character. These things are taught. They are taught by your parents. They are taught by your environment. Maybe they should be taught in school. I don't know. So sometimes you meet people who work in big government organizations, and they are vilified and victimized because they are people of character. And it may appear that they are wasting their time fighting a system that will never change. But those are the people that we need for a country to work. Countries in Africa complain a lot when there's a disaster. They talk. And they blame the government. They blame the leaders. They blame everybody. And they are the same people using all their resources and their time for the entertainment. It's a proof of our character. Because if we are sincere, we will look at that which we are paying attention to. If it's really lives that we want to save, if lives mean a lot to us, that's why we will channel our resources. It's a proof of our character. But if our character is weak, we will say something with our mouth and channel the resources in other things. Your wisdom level affects your character, your journey. It reflects your character. The wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding that you have, they prove your character. Your character is a reflection. It's actually a product of the wisdom that you have, the knowledge that you have, the understanding that you have. That is character. Character. If you didn't have anybody to teach you, you have to develop it. Because everything that you're doing with your life, there will come a time that the only proof of it will be the character that you built. So most people will chase everything. They chase career, they chase marriage, they chase success, they chase money. Most of these young boys who are desperate to become successful, they want to do everything. They can stake lotto, they can cheat, they can become armed robbers, they can become Sakawa boys, because they want money, they want relevance, they want to be successful, but they don't know that you can't do any of those things really and be happy and enjoy life without character. You can't take it out. So if you have to kill another person to get money, you don't need that which you're killing for. If you have to change documents to get anything, that contract, that house, you have to cheat somebody, you're doing something with somebody, you go back to lie to them because you think that it will help you. That which you get in this life with compromised character destroys, becomes destructive. There's no point trying to chase anything in this life if you have to compromise on your honesty, on your integrity. The best of life is that which you get out of your intelligence, out of your integrity, out of your hard work, out of your wisdom, out of your stand for truth and honesty, out of your humanity, your forgiveness, your kindness, your truthfulness. That is the best of life. And that's why companies now, most companies now are spending a lot of money on ethics, on integrity. Why do you think they are doing that? Is it because they like you or they like the country? No. They know the ramifications. They know the damage that lack of it does. They know. They know that everything that they are doing, if they are caught and the government is strong, they will lose everything. They will lose their business. They will lose everything. They may even end up being jailed. They know. That's why they are teaching their people now. Most companies now are spending, especially those multinationals that are coming to our land, because they see that we have challenge there. We have challenge with character, not because you are bad people, but because the environment is loose enough. You see, there is one thing, you teach the people consistently, and then it becomes part of the culture. Then you can set institutions and laws to punish those who break them. But if you have not taught them and established them, and there's no point trying to set up any institutions to punish anybody who breaks them. It doesn't work, because you're going to get almost everybody do the same thing. Why? Because we just do what we've been trained with. We just do what the examples that we see. It's not because we are bad people. No. The same Ghanaian, if you take him to another country where it is difficult for him, he's been taught, this is how you work. You come to work 9 o'clock, you close 5 o'clock. No lies, no compromise. Just do what you do. This is how much we're going to pay you. You get this project, these are the procedures, we pay you this amount, this is your margin. If the same Ghanaian works in that kind of environment, he will just follow the procedure. He can cut corners. And perchance, if he cuts corners, they will punish him. So after a while, the same Ghanaian, if you bring him here, he'll start to, try to be a little bit more honest than before. Why? It's because of the environment that he happened to work. And so it is built. It is a product of training. It's construction. You have to construct it. You can't just demand your children to be truthful to you, because they are going to school with people who are coming from an environment where nobody is teaching them to be honest, and it's not demanded, because the teacher himself is doing all kind of things. When you were in university, same. When you were working, same. They say it with their mouth, but we do another thing. And so we copied, we were trained wrongly. And so if you are going to demand of yourself some bit of character, then you have to really have a plan to do it, because you're going to meet a lot of oppositions. You are going to meet a lot of people who disagree with you, because it's not really part of the culture now. It's not really part of the culture now, because if you see character, you see humanity. You see that people care about the lives of people. You see humility. You see that people are respectful, people are kind, people are considerate. You see that. I'm not saying that we don't have them, but the measure that we have them is not good enough. It's not good enough. That's why you can have almost everybody. If you put him in any organization where they have power, they have money, I can bet you I don't have to be a prophet. They will do that which we don't want them to do. Why? It's because of the environment they grew up in. The environment, it's the culture, it's the teaching, it's the philosophy. And it's not really, it has nothing to do with the level of education. Character has nothing to do with the level of education, per se. It's more or less who trained you and who taught you. Where did you grow up? What did they demand from you? And when you made mistakes, how did they handle that? How did they put up with that? Or did they say that, so people continue to mess up, and eventually it will destroy. Your love is a proof of your character. Your love for people. Your love for the things that you do. Your gratefulness. The hope that you assume is a proof of your character. If somebody does something for you, are you grateful? Are you thankful? Or you just take it for granted? It's a proof of your character. Do you give up that quickly? If you try something and it does not work, do you just give up and say, oh, I have tried 2 times, it didn't work? What? It's because you don't believe that The results of life is really built on character. So there's no need to be in haste if you have not really established the patterns and the things that will help you to build a good character. Very few people really start life with that understanding. Very few. If you got to work in an institution where everybody else was shooting up their invoice, and you had never seen that before, just a Christian boy reading your Bible, and then you got to work with this institution where the figure is 100,000, they say make it 150,000, and everybody is doing it, and you have never done it before, and nobody really train you in terms of you just be honest and be prepared to go with whatever will come out. When we get there, we will not be honest. We will just say, okay, I don't do it. But after 2 months, after 1 year, you will do it. Because you will see your friends building houses. You see your friends traveling to Dubai and coming back. You see your friends buying nice cars, nice clothes. And you say that you believe in character. So you don't want to do it. And sometimes even the money to take trotro is not even there. If you didn't put a lot of information, a lot of training, a lot of conviction, you don't need a magician to tell you. You cannot stay in that kind of environment and say you won't do it. You do it. A time will come that you'll even be the one trying to teach them and raising the figures. It's not because you're a bad person. It's because your background, nobody really sat you down to teach you about the value of character with respect to trying to achieve anything, whether money, whether career success, whatever that you are trying to achieve. Nobody really consistently taught you. The environment really did not teach you consistently, to be honest, to stay, to put your country ahead of your personal gains, to put human lives ahead of your personal gains and even your personal comfort. And there's a price that you pay if you say that you are going to build your character. There's a price. And in the beginning, it will be difficult because you probably did not grow with that. So you have to do U-turn. You say, no, this time I can't do it. Or maybe you happen to read a book or you hear somebody say that, no, this is not the way to build anything in this life. So if you really want to do it, then you would want to start again. You may be that kind of person that you may look back and say that, no, I've compromised so much on so many things, and now I want to rebuild my life. It gets to a point that you have to look back and say that, no, I can't continue this kind of life. I want to be a person who can stand with integrity, who can use his intelligence to get results, who can use his work ethics, his habits, his kindness, his truthfulness to get results than just lying and cheating and bullying my way through, thinking that I am smart. Because one thing about people who are not character driven is that they think that they are smarter than every one of us. But it's a trap. It's a trap. And if you're caught in that trap, which eventually you'll be caught anyway, you'll be caught in that trap because that life is that short. You can continue to do all these things and bully your way and everything. After 20 years, you go on retirement and you look back and all the people that you destroyed, all the companies that you destroyed, all the lives that you cheated, everything, everybody that you bullied, all the lies that you told, they will look at you and they will block you from getting to the next phase of your life. But if you are kind, if you are truthful, if you are hardworking, if you are intelligent, if you are considerate, even at 60, you're still young and vibrant and intelligent and hardworking. You can see people who get into retirement and quickly they die. A lot of them did not build their character. A lot of them compromise on their values. So when they push them from an environment where they could not do all those things again, they didn't have any life in them to live again. So it's your choice to decide, because it pays off. Nothing in this life pays off more than that. More than at least trying to know the importance of character to life. You are building a business. They will bring all kind of things. If you take it, your business will explode in a minute. But that explosion is nothing. They will see you 2 years, you're exploding everywhere, billions. They are mentioning your name in the news. They are interviewing you on the radio, but you have no substance to support that which you have created. That image that you have created for yourself, that perception that you have created in the media, you have no substance to support it. Why? Because you compromise on character. And for your information, the media, they will make you popular. But when they get the story, the same media will destroy you. The same media will destroy you in a minute. You'll be shocked. The same media that was talking nicely about you and giving you every accolade and telling you this is one of the best entrepreneurs and all that, when you are caught in a compromised position, they will sell your story that quick. Character is different from mistakes. You can make genuine mistakes. You are doing something and you didn't understand what you were doing, and mistakes happen. If you are strong in character, you just understand that it's a mistake and you don't want to cover it. You want to say that I made a mistake, but I'm ready to correct it. I made an error. I mixed it, but I'm ready to correct it. That's the beginning point of building character. So I made a mistake. I'm sorry about this, but I want to correct it. I want to work on it. I want to develop myself. There is nothing as close to the point that you decided to be a person of value, a person of character, where you decided to treat people well, independent of their status in society, whether they have or they don't have. It doesn't matter, because your character, you treat the way you treat people is a reflection of your character. If you value yourself, you value people independent of what they have or what position they have, because it's a reflection. You love people, you treat people well, you talk to people nicely because you have value for yourself. People who don't have value for themselves have no value for character. If you see anybody who has value for himself, his words mean a lot to them. So some people have no character, so so when they get to any position, the position just takes over their mind, because there is a correlation between intelligence and integrity. If you're that intelligent, it proves in how you practice integrity. It proves that it's not just a political talk, integrity and accountability, not those kind of things, man. You cannot be an idiot and practice integrity. Never. The level of your wisdom proves the level of your integrity, actually. So if somebody talks like he has no wisdom, don't expect to have character from such a person. So how you treat people, how aggressively you are with respect to getting money. Do you just want to do anything to get money? It means that you have no value for character. If you have no value for character, just rest assured that whatever you are building is not worth it. That's not worth it. You don't need it at a point until you start to say that, okay, I was going on the right path, I was on the right path, I missed it, let me come back and correct it. Because life itself will put you into that situation the moment you start to compromise on a lot of character. So let people around you know that this is what you stand for. You're honest. And you tell it as it is. And, you just have to have that and practice it. Even if you fail, practice again. You fail, practice again. To a point that it becomes part of you. It becomes part of you, because the problem is that somebody should have helped us to practice these things. Somebody should have helped us to practice that. You tell honest, you tell the truth. You tell the truth. If you miss it one time, they help you. Tell the truth. Punish. There's no point training your children to get all the A's in class, or becoming all those things that you want your children to become, if you compromise in putting that sense of character in them. Because life without character, the character is beyond just telling the truth. It's actually how you work, how you think, and what you stand for. So if you as a parent, if you don't put those things in your children and demand them, and when they come with the exam, they say, "Oh, because he had 100," you're very happy. But because he steals he steals from the fridge. When you ask him, he said, "I didn't," and you don't just say anything. Because he is lazy, you don't say anything. Because he does not read any book, you don't say anything. Because he's getting A's. Because most people like that, just because they were very good in class, we thought that was what there is. No, an average student with good character has better chance of succeeding in life, with better happiness and joy and respect in society, than very intelligent person who's a crook. There are a lot of the society can easily make you a crook. Easily. Because they will not pay you enough. The salary is unrealistic. That's a fact. And the pressure is so much. The demand is so much. How do you keep yourself? It's tough. But if you have to make a decision, you have a wife, you have children, and they pay you 1,000 cedis. It's very difficult. But that is no proof, or that is not an excuse to compromise on your character. Because when you start to compromise on the character, you start to dig a hole. So the salary is not good, so you want to cheat a lie to get 10,000 every month instead of 1,000, so that your family can live. Yes, good. But the moment you're stealing that 9,000 difference, you are digging a hole that you're going to fall into it, which will destroy you. You are building a business. Everybody will call you and say that there's a contract here. Come, we have to pay this guy 10,000, then he will give us the tender. It's not worth it. If that is the only business that you have to do, you probably will have to look at other businesses and stay out. Let others do them, but not you. Because there's no point. You just start something, you're building, everybody will think like you're building something big. And just one day, everything. You find yourself in a difficulty that you will never understand. And it will take you years to get back. Yes, there are genuine business difficulties. But the ones that were started because you were greedy and you compromise on your values, you could have stopped those. Those you could have stopped. If somebody lied to you, that's different. But the greed that, you wanted big contracts, so you didn't care who was demanding which from you. And you didn't care who was putting what on what. You have to decide at a point in life to say that I don't do these things. I don't need them. If I have to do these things to build 10 houses, I rather want to build one house, knowing that I didn't compromise. Because once you compromise on those things, all the money that they should use to build the country, you see the flood is killing people. And yet somebody took a lot of money to do contract somewhere that they did shoddy work. Do you think that the people who died, their blood will just go away and you will just steal the country's money and be free? Because you want to become a politician, you want to become a business person? No. You cannot destroy another man's life and think that your life will be safe. It doesn't worth it. So somebody should have told us that that's not how you build life. That's not how you get money. That's not how you pursue success. That's not how you pursue achievement. No, that's not how. Just pursue them. Pursue whatever you are pursuing. You want to build business? Yes, go ahead. You want to build a good career? Go ahead. You want to achieve a lot? Go go ahead. But don't forget the character. Build everything with it, because it's the foundation. Everything that you're building rests on it. Everything. So no matter what in the network that you have, what relationship that you have, people think that when they are trying to cut corners and do that, that means that it's business. That's what it means. No, it's not. There are people who are doing good things, clear things. You may not think that they are doing a lot, but if somebody does something with 100 cities that he worked for, that is more deserving and desiring than the one who stole 10 million to build anything. It doesn't worth it. And he himself knows that it doesn't worth it. When you talk to people who are doing all kind of things, when you meet them, you can see the substance is not there. The soul is not present. Why? Because they compromise on the soul, on the character. They may not be bad people, but that may be the only reference point that they have. That for you to do anything, you just have to cut corners. A lot of people like that. I have a friend who says that, if you don't like the contract, you tell them to bring it. Me, I will pay. So, okay, no problem. But me, I will not get myself involved in that. I'd rather go and sell water or something. It doesn't worth it. It doesn't worth it. Tempting, yes. Especially when you have a lot of troubles, difficulties, and people are bringing all kind of deals to you, and you say that I'm not going to consider this. It's tough. But you also know that if you start to go the other way, everything that you ever spent your life to build, it will go down. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to have the willingness to keep doing that which is okay. Keep doing. And the people who came before us should have, been insisting. They should have been insisting those. You work somewhere, you are training a new person. Just tell him, teach him that everything that you want to do here, if you lose this part, go back and get it before you continue. Everything that you're building, if you lose the character part, the humanity part, the honesty part, the kindness part, the respect part, just because you want to get money and success, if you lose that side, it doesn't worth it. Go back and take it along, because that is the only security that you have. That's the only security that you have. If you go everywhere, if you run without that, people who run the baton race, they give you, somebody else came and they gave you. If you didn't take the baton and you were running, even if you cross the line, you still lost. Because that which you should have gone with was the baton. And that is the character. That is the character. So, if no matter where you have reached, go back and take the baton. Even if you become the last one, at least they will still mark you. They will not disqualify you. Because everything you built without the character, life will disqualify you. And then don't give examples of people who have compromised everything that you think are successful. It doesn't worth it. Don't forget about them. Because that's why we are here. That's why it rains in June and trouble everywhere. That's why mosquitoes are still everywhere with us. That's why we treat people anyhow. That's why the policeman will talk to you anyhow. That's why you go to the institution, the girl, you need a document, and she's demanding money from you. And yet, at the end of the month, they will pay. That's why we are where we are. Because character is our challenge. It's our problem. Using the kind of say a problem. It's a big problem. It's a big problem for us. So just don't just look for money. Success, achievement, build character alongside. Go with it. You need it. And you have to be strong-willed to go with it. You have to be tough to go with it. You have to be intelligent to go with it. You have to be hardworking to go with character. You cannot just go. If you don't need intelligence, you don't need hard work, you don't need integrity, then you don't need character. Just leave it. But if you're going to go with character to make a decision, then you have to go with this, because without them, you give up. Without them, you give up. So character is a mental state. It's not just a moral state. It's a moral state, but it's a mental state as well. The strength of your mind, the strength of your disposition, It's a reflection of your character. So you cannot be weak person and say that you have a strong character. Never. So people you see who are very much tough-minded are people who possibly have some kind of character. Some kind of character. So it's not just a religious issue. I don't think that is even religious per se. I think that if you see people with solid character, it's because of how and where they were brought up and who trained them, who brought them, who taught them how to do things. So if you had a grandfather who was always on you to do the right thing, he instilled that in you. If you had a mother who was always interested in you becoming better, if you had a father who trained you, if you had a brother or if you had a mentor somewhere who trained you, they helped you. Don't compromise it because now you are in a different environment. Because you're now in a different environment. So it's the foundation of life. If you don't have it, there's no point. There's no point. There's no point. So redefine your values. Work on them. It's going to be difficult, but at least if you were stealing 100 now, start to steal 5. At least it will be a good point. Because a lot of people work places, you give your company to somebody to manage, you come, he's stealing all the money. You give your shop to somebody to manage, they're stealing everything. They give you to become a minister of state, they steal the money. You become a president, they compromise on your values. It's because nobody really consistently trained them to become better. And sometimes when you even miss it and they find you, some people will come and beg for you anyway. And we wonder why we're still where we are. It's because you cannot build anything without character. You can't build anything without character. So it will be seen in your intelligence, in your integrity, and how you work. And how you behave towards money is a reflection of the kind of person you are, your values. Do you place people above money or you place money above people? That's your character. When you had that power, when they gave you that position, and now your friends are calling you and say that you're very busy, you don't even remember their name. And these are guys that you were eating wache with. You think that you have power now. No, it's a character break. It means that you didn't build a character. So now the position is more important to you than the friendship that you had. It means that you don't have character at all. The humanity, the heart that you have, the courage that you have, the wisdom that you express. It's a proof of your character, your heart, your love. Are you grateful? Are you thankful for life and for people who helped you? Are you hopeful? Do you have faith in people and in humanity? It's a reflection of your character. Do you believe in that our country, our continent can prosper? It's a strength of character. If you have it, you never give up. You keep fighting. You take risk. You keep going forward. You never become disturbed. You never become depressed. You don't become hopeful and hopeless because you have built character. You keep going, you keep pushing because you spent time to build your character. So nobody benefits more than you if you decide to build a life on character. So everybody is trying to do something. It's tempting, but think twice. And the more you start to build your philosophy, it will come to a point that it will not be that much difficult for you to say that this is what I want to do. Because now you have your personality developed. Without character, you don't have personality developed. You don't know yourself. You only start to discover yourself when you start to build your life on character. At that point, that you become a human being. So most people live a lie. And they live a frustrating life. And never confuse the kind of life they live, the flashy life, with a peaceful and joyous life. No. It's very far. It's very far. And so, thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. Thank you. So at least start somewhere. You practice. It's practice. You practice. It will come a point that you'll be a person of values. And whatever that you're building, you'll be proud that at least you built it. You built that one, knowing that at least there are a lot of things that you are truthful to God and you're truthful to yourself. There's no point saying that you go to church and cutting corners every day. There's no point. It doesn't worth it. They say that we are a religious country. and yet the character is that weak, there is a challenge. So if somebody commits anything to you, let that person know that they don't have to worry. If they committed anything to you, they put you in charge of anything, any project. Don't go to the project going to build your house from it. If you signed for 10,000 salary or 5,000 salary, stay with that. Everything else, put it back into the business. Don't cheat. If that's why you grow, that's why you become big, because then people start to recognize you, that this man is an honest man. This man is a hardworking man. This man is a man of wisdom. That's why you start. The opportunities that come when you build on character, they far more outweigh those that you build by compromised character. People will start to talk about you. This guy is rare. The most competitive edge that you have in this life is a character that you build, because many people will compromise it. And so when they come to deal with you, they know that this one is different. And all the people that somebody is saying that I'm looking for such a good person, a good manager, it's because of character. Everybody is looking for somebody like that. And wherever you go and you put up that, you become the star. The people that we work with, those who have character, you are always trying to do something more for them. Always. They don't have to cheat. They don't have to lie. You want to do something for them out. Something that they probably could not even steal more than that. Now you want to give to them for free. And you look at the joy that comes because they did not have to hide to have that. Nothing is like that. You build a lot and you gain a lot and you bequeath a lot to the next generation. If you build on character, you don't lose. Never. Forget about what everybody else is getting. It may seem like they are getting away somewhere. Forget. You go your pace, steady, build yourself. Go one by one. Don't run on people like that. If you do anything, if you have anybody something with you, work with them. Pay. Stay with the process. Don't cheat. Don't lie. And you just give your time and start to. You don't even hide. When you go somewhere, you are not running away from anybody, because you know that your word is your word. If it's yes, it's yes. If it's no, it's no. And that's where you get. A lot of people say that, okay, we should build businesses, which I absolutely agree. But there are some people who don't have the strength to build business. If you happen to work with somebody who has the strength to build business, just be honest and truthful and do the best. And when we say honest and truthful, it means that you work hard, you develop yourself constantly, you work extra, and you are honest. You probably are more honest than the one that you're even working with. With these three, nobody would have to pay you. You will not fail. Never. You will not fail. But most people don't do that. Don't do that. They think that if they do that, it means that they are stupid. No. No need to cheat. Don't lie. If you get to any environment that they are doing those things, walk off. Walk off. Value people. Be grateful. Be thankful. Express your courage and your wisdom. Build yourself. Practice humility. And gratefulness. Express your hope. Because those are all reflections. Or those all reflect the kind of person you are, your character. They reflect who you are. When people are around you, the kind of ambience that you create is a reflection of your character. There are some people, when they come close to you, you know that I don't feel okay being with this kind of person. Why? It's because the character is weak. There's no strength in it. When you build your personality with these things, the most successful people in this world who have achieved a lot on character are always looking for people like that. They're not just looking for people who are just sharp. No. They are looking for composite. So it doesn't matter who has been with them. When you show up and you have those things, they know. And that's how doors open. So when they say that a man's gift will open doors for him, the greatest of gifts is the gift of character. It's not just that you can play football. If you play football and you don't tell truth, they'll sack you. If you're the best lawyer and you're going to see the opponent to take bribe, they'll find out you're not going anywhere. You know, if you're a preacher and you don't treat people well, you're not going anywhere. Whatever you build, there's no foundation, it will collapse. Because character is that which comes under it. You know, yes, they are not trustworthy, Ms. Beji, because they were not taught. And they thought that if they do the other ones, they will get ahead. No, you may seem like you will get ahead. It will come like in the beginning, oh, go. But it gets to a point you hit the wall. You will never go anywhere. But if you go gradually, you pick somebody's product, you say you're selling for them. You sell the thing, you don't pay them back. Why? You pick this, you don't pay. You pick this, you don't pay. If you have difficulties, those are different. Work on the difficulties. Work on the challenges. Let them know that you're committed to your obligation. It's business. Issues can come. Problems can come. Those are genuine. But for you to sit down to say that me, I have taken this, I will never give to the person, and you know that it's not yours, you have a character issue. Character problem. Character problem. And those will destroy you. Young women work with you, you take advantage of them. Young boys work with you, you take advantage of them. It's a character problem. You will not. You partner with somebody, the money comes, you take all the money. You don't need it. If you agree that yours is 20, mine is 20, give the 20 to the person, you have your 20. You can do a lot with the little that you have if you have character. There's no need to amass everything for yourself by screwing and cheating people and lying to people and thinking that you are getting ahead. It doesn't worth it. Everything that you're doing, that you're cutting a lot of those things, they just become strings that will tie your hands, that will tie your legs, and you may not even know it. So some people will always complain, you know, my life is not going anywhere, because when you started, we're cheating everybody. So you get to a point, those things will just come and hit you. All the countries that you see people have a lot of character issues, those countries continue to be in poverty. You look, until they start to look for ways to make sure things are done rightly. They take care of their people, they value the people, they put their people first, they don't compromise on a lot of things, they treat people in same. Those kind of countries, you see that they start to get back into prosperity, you know. But the countries that don't care, they continue to wallow in poverty. And any natural disaster hits them, because the character is a problem. So thank you very much for watching. You will get a lot if you develop it. We are all trying. We are all working every day. We are working. We are becoming better at it. The ones that we didn't know, we continue to develop. The ones that we didn't know, we continue. Openness, trustworthiness. You know, treat people well. Work hard. You don't have to get that which you didn't work for. If you have to cheat somebody, go and leave, go and cheat, go and lie, go and take somebody's thing and go and create it somewhere and say that, oh, you're successful, you don't need those. Just build those things gradually. And that's why you become skilled. The best form of investment is the one that you build with credibility. In that case, you don't compromise on skill development. And if you don't compromise on skill development and knowledge acquisition, those things become the substance that you build on. You know, so some people come out, they talk, and you think that they have achieved something, but you look at them below, there's no substance. If there's no substance, whatever you're building is useless. You know, and the proof of substance is when you make the decision to build with character. Then you go through the normal processes to become strong. If you are, you know, the ones that we, you know, the chicken or something, you know, the hen that we grow at home, and the ones that they are coming from poultry, you know, those ones are injected with chemicals, so they grow, but they are not strong. The ones that grew up, you know, through the process, they are very strong. The meat is tough and it's tasty. Why? Because they went through the process. The one who lifted the metals to build his muscle, and the one who went to inject to look like he's strong, when they have to lift load, you know that the one who went through the process has the load. He can lift it because he went through the process. And that's what character does. If you compromise on the process, life will catch up. And if it catches up with you, it may catch up with you at a point where you're very much vulnerable. So don't just look for money. Don't just look for success. Don't just look for achievement. Build character. And start. You can always start from somewhere. So thank you very much for watching.